Ready? Ready.
What's up, guys? It's Pick'em with HuddleGG, and welcome back to another episode of Ask Huddle. If you guys are new here, this is a series that we do every week where we answer your guys' questions. So wherever you're watching this video, if you have a question you'd like answered in a future video, just leave that in the comment section below, and we will do our very best to get to it. If you don't see it in a future video, you can always join our free Discord by going to HuddleGG/Discord, and you can ask us in there as well. But with that being said, let's dive right into this week's episode. And our first question today comes from Leonte, and if I mispronounce any of your guys' names, I do apologize. But the question is, how do you stop RPO alert bubble out of gun trips tight end? Obviously, this is a really popular RPO that people run, really down in the red zone, mostly against me, but you'll see it in other areas of the field as well. So what we're going to do on the defensive side of the ball, and there's different ways to stop this. I'm going to show you a nice way to stop the bubble, but also gap shoot the inside zone itself. So we are going to be in the 3-3 single mug formation, and we are going to be in cover 4 quarters, but you could do this out of a variety of plays. We want auto flip on, and then we're going to have safety depth set to close and safety width set to pinch. Now, when we come out in this play, what you're going to see is we are going to have the 3-rec hook lined up pretty much right over that inside receiver. We're going to first man him up to that player just like that. From there, all we need to do is move this tight end side or running back side safety down to about 6 yards off the line and right above the center, just as you can see here. And we're going to be usering this player here in the quarter flat. We're not going to move him to start the play, but what you're going to see is when we move this player to this position, the center is going to attack him, and that's going to allow us to shoot the gap with this player. Now, I do like to lock my player in place so I can get a good jump when they say hike. So what I'm going to do that is I'm going to push left on the D-pad and then push RB to bring up the stunts. And now I can hold down on my left stick, and you can see my players not moving anywhere. What you'll see is when they go to say hike, we can just run straight down, and we're going to be able to hit that running back in the backfield every single time. Because again, because of our alignment, they're not going to target our player. They're going to target the safety that we've moved down. And you can see if they were going to throw the bubble out here, this manned up player is going to play that perfectly. Okay, this is not an RPO read, so manning up somebody is going to stop an RPO alert bubble. It's just something that works really well. So what we're going to do one more time, we're going to man up that 3-rec to the inside receiver. We're going to bring this safety down about 6 yards off the ball and right over the center. We're going to use this player here. Again, I like to lock my player in place. What you'll see is if we do say hike and we do try to throw that ball, and I messed up there with 2 controllers, it's a little bit difficult. Let me run that one more time for you guys, just so I can make sure that we can throw that ball, just so you can see what the bubble. But you can see there, obviously we shot into the backfield once again, but if they go to throw this, you're going to see that our player is going to be there to make a tackle on that ball carrier for no gain. And obviously on all 3 of those reps that we showed, we do have access to just run straight into the backfield, and we can hit that running back every single time. I do want to give a little bit of tip. When they are running RPOs like this, don't try to hit stick with your user because this is considered a pass play, so you'll actually switch stick off of him. So I do just like to make a normal tackle on this. But again, one more time, just to show you the consistency, we're going to bring that safety down about 6 yards off the ball over the center. We're going to lock our player in place. And again, make sure that your 3-rec is manned up to the inside receiver like that. Then when they go to say hike, we're just going to run straight downhill. We can hit that running back, and we know that our manned up defender will stop the bubble. Our next question today comes from KSP, and they ask, what's the best way to stop halfback stretch? Now, again, there are different ways that people like to slow this run down. This is my favorite way in the game, and it's a way that we can really hit that running back in the backfield for a loss every single time. We're going to be in 3-3 odd, and this is part of my 3-3 odd defensive game plan that you can find over at HuddleGG as well. We're going to be in cover 4 drop. For this setup, I do like to have auto flip on. Your safeties don't really matter because we're going to be showing blitz. We're going to, again, come out in cover 4 drop, and what we want to do first is show blitz with our secondary, so that's going to be Y and then RB. Then we're going to pinch our defensive line down and crash them down. So it's going to look like that. We're going to user the linebacker to the side we think they're running this to. Okay, so if we think they're running it to the right here, single back wing pair, very popular stretch call. We're going to stack ourselves right on top of this defensive tackle here. And what you'll see is because of the alignment and the way that we have our defensive line crashing down, the offensive line will crash down to try to block. And then the tight ends to the right are going to get our 3 players to the right. So they're going to get our 2 deep blues and then the curl flat over there to the right side. So they're not going to block us, and we're going to be able to run into the backfield and hit the running back. So it's going to look like this. When they go to say hike, we're just going to loop around here, and we can hit that running back in the backfield every single time. And obviously you see that you have the potential to force a fumble and get a big turnover for your defense. But if we look at the replay here real quick, you're going to see exactly why this works. Again, when we pinch that line down and crash them down, you're going to see that to the right side here, number 70, which is the right tackle, he's going to pinch down because of how quickly our D-line's crashing down. So he's going to crash down with our D-line. And then these 3 tight ends, again, they're going to attack the safety, the curl flat, and then the outside corner, which allows our user to loop around right into that open area that the line and the tight ends have left, and we're able to hit that running back for a big play in the backfield. So one more time, just to show you the consistency, we're going to show blitz with our secondary. We're going to pinch our line down, and we're going to crash them down as well. And then we're going to user this play side yellow zone. We're going to stand right over the nose tackle here. Again, we're just trying to get out of the vision of the tight ends because we don't want those tight ends to think that we're a threat. From there, when they say hike, you're going to see we can run right into the backfield, and we're able to hit him again for an easy loss. And this is going to be very, very consistent for you. So again, make sure you add this to your defense because this is a run that can be very frustrating if you don't know how to stop it. But your opponent's going to get out of it really quickly if you can hit him in the backfield every single snap. Our next question today comes from Ash, and they ask, what's the best way to defend empty? Now, empty as an entire formation, there's not really one play that we can say, hey, this is going to shut down every play you're going to face. But there are philosophies that I like to use to attack specific offenses, and what that is really attacking the most immediate threats in the formation. So let's talk about what that's going to be in empty and how we can utilize that. And again, this is one of our setups in our Meta Buster, which you can find over at our website, where we broke down, I believe, 6 different concepts on shutting down empty formations. So we're going to be in 3-3 single mug here, and we're going to be in cover 3 buzz match. And what I want to do is I do want to come out with the slot corner to the 3 receiver side, and we're going to first show blitz. Okay, so you're going to see that your deep inside third is actually going to be the 2 receiver side, as you can see with this player right here. Now from there, we're going to man up the strong side safety to the middle receiver of the trips. We're going to man up the middle linebacker to the tight end, and then we're going to route commit to the inside. Okay, now when I talked about our philosophy in defending any formation, but particularly with empty, the 3 immediate threats in this formation are going to be the 3 inside receivers. A lot of people do not focus on attacking with the outside receivers in empty, and I'm going to force them to show me that they want to attack with those outside guys before I really put a lot of effort in defending those guys. A lot of times they're just running down the field, and we can just have a simple outside third or outside quarter that will defend that, as you can see here. One of the really popular route combos that people run is something like this, where they're going to have that drag from the Y, the crosser from the A, and then they'll hit that RB as he's bending to the inside if you're in a cover 2 style defense. So what we're going to do is we're going to be using the seam flat, and we're essentially going to man ourselves up with the slot receiver to our side. Again, really look to the inside routes first. We want to allow them to throw a quick little out route. If they continually do that, we can jump it, but we want to protect the inside of the field first because that's where they have so much more room to work with their receiver if they do catch the ball. So what you're going to see here is when they go to say hike, we're just going to follow this drag to the inside, and you're going to see that there's nowhere for them to throw the ball. Now, there's a couple reasons why I like this setup against empty. Again, this being one of the more popular route combos you're going to see people run, we can take care of the drag here with our user, right? We're going to take that out of the picture. We don't have to worry about that. This player with his alignment pre-snap right above the center, he does a really good job at walling off this tight end to the inside, especially with an inside route commit. And you can see that he pretty much takes that tight end out of the picture all on his own. If they would try to run something like a streak to get over the top, we do have our inside third here who's able to protect that as well. And then right here, we're going to actually be able to bracket this receiver with our seam flat and then our man defender. So you're going to see that we can bracket that player because the seam flat's going to match the vertical, and then our manned up player is going to bracket to the inside. And again, like I said, we have outside thirds to take away the outside receivers here, which again, a lot of times they're just going to be running some type of a vertical route down the field. Again, one more time, what we want to do is we're going to show blitz. We're going to man up the strong side safety to the middle receiver. We're going to man up the middle linebacker to the tight end, and then we're going to route commit to the inside, and then we're going to user the seam flat to the 2 receiver side. Now, if you want to set up a stunt, you can definitely do that. There's no problem with that. So let's say you wanted to set up a Texas 4-man, which is a really popular stunt. That's not going to affect the coverage on the play. We're still doing the same thing with our user. So if they set up a route combo like that again, we are prepared with our user to defend this drag route. You can see we take that drag, we allow that stunt to come in, and we're still going to have the nice coverage down the field to, again, take away the 3 immediate threats in a lot of these empty formations. Our last question today comes from Hotboy, and they ask, what's the difference between empty and base blocking? Now, this is a really good question, and the easiest way that I can explain it at times for people to understand is empty is more of a zone blocking scheme for our offensive line, where base is more of a man-on-man blocking. And you can actually see which blocking you're in if you look at your player. So if you bring up your player and you see that your offensive line has these dotted lines coming from behind them, that tells us that we're in an empty protection. Okay, so again, dotted lines shows that we are in empty. If we go to base, you're going to see that those lines are going to turn that more solid gray color. Okay, and if you would ever be half sliding one way or another, you're going to see those show up with the blue lines shifting that way, whether it's a half slide or a full slide. Okay, but again, if you're in empty, it's going to show with these dotted lines, and if you're in base, it's going to show with the solid lines. I will say empty is designed for when you are in an empty type of look where you're sending 5 out. Okay, so again, it doesn't have to be an empty formation, but if you're in a spread formation like this, but you're sending the running back out, again, he's not a blocker for you. You want to be in an empty protection more than not, because this is going to protect the most vulnerable areas up the middle that your quarterback needs to worry about, and then fan out later. Okay, so again, they're going to zone block, focusing on inside to outside based off of the alignment and based off the pressure that your opponent is sending. Now, when it comes to base, this is going to be better used when your running back is blocking, because what you'll see is if we're in base and we look at our blocking, you're going to see that they're going to take the down lineman every single time. Okay, so if it's a 3-down lineman set or a 4-down lineman set, your offensive line is going to take those guys first, and then the extra players that they can get to here. So you can see, obviously, the right guard, right tackle are manned up on those players. Left tackle's manned up there. The center and left guard are going to double the D tackle and the A gap there, and then work their way to the right of screen. Middle linebacker right now is the plan. If we block our running back, this is going to allow us to tell our running back exactly who to pick based off of who we ID as the mic. Okay, so when you're in base protection and you're blocking a running back, you want to ID whichever player you want that running back to take. So you can see here, when we're moving this ID around, our running back's going to take the person that we tell him to take when we are in base protection. So you can see here, if we want him to take that guy off the edge, or that slot corner on the edge there, when we're in base, we just ID that player. If we would go to an empty protection, you're going to see that the running back no longer is going to be blocking him. You're actually not going to be able to see who your running back is blocking. So if you are blocking your running back, you do not want to be an empty, because you cannot consistently know who your running back is going to be picking up in the scheme. So again, empty is going to be better used when you're sending 5 out, or obviously if you're in a 5 wide formation where you don't really have any extra blockers available, that's also when you would be an empty. And base is going to be something you definitely want to be in when your running back is blocking, because it's going to be the most sound and most consistent way for you to understand who is blocking who on these plays. So again, in general, between empty and base, like I said, empty is more of a zone blocking where they're going to block from the inside out. And then your base blocking is going to be more man-on-man blocking, where your offensive line are going to get the bigs of the defense and then work their way to the backer that makes sense. And then, like I said, make sure you have your running back blocking if you are using base protection, because that's going to allow you to really identify who you want that running back to pick up, and just make sure that you fully understand how your line and how your running back is going to protect your quarterback. And if you guys are looking to get even better at Madden, make sure to join our free Discord by going to HuddleGG/Discord.